Hey guys, I'm Nini. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about tips that I have for growing a bracelet Instagram. Before we get started today, I wanted to thank you guys so much for the support I've gotten on this channel so far. I'm so glad you guys liked my current bracelet collection video. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll be linking it in the description below. Random fact about me is I actually have 9 different Instagram accounts. I'm not going to get into what they are right now, but these are just tips I've compiled based on my experience with Instagram. Maybe I'll make a video exposing all my Instagram accounts at some point. I don't know, would people want to watch that? Comment down below if you'd want to watch that video. If you don't have your own bracelet Instagram account, maybe these tips will help you on another account, or maybe this will inspire you to start your own bracelet Instagram. Anyways, let's get into the Instagram tips. My first tip I have for you guys is to post consistently and stay active. Posts are what actually bring people to your page, and I think it's good to keep your audience engaged. In my experience, my posts just have a lot higher engagement when I post consistently. About every 2 or 3 days is what I try and do. Now obviously we all have lives, so it can get hard to post consistently, but just try your best. I've just noticed that posting consistently helps my own account, but there really is no right or wrong way or time to post stuff. Just do what works best for you. My next tip for you guys is to post on your stories. I personally really like seeing work in progress photos, which people just call whips now, or different materials that you guys use. If you have a shop where you sell your bracelets, I think it'd be cool to do a little behind the scenes of you packaging orders or something like that. So yeah, just little things like that to engage your audience on your stories can be really fun. My third tip I have for you guys is to definitely engage with other bracelet makers on Instagram. When I first started my account, I was shocked to see how big the bracelet community is on Instagram. I didn't actually know so many people made friendship bracelets, but it's really awesome. Especially when you're first starting out, definitely follow a lot of other bracelet pages. There's so many amazing ones, and I think it's good to just get yourself in the loop. It can also be really fun to engage with other bracelet makers out there and find other people who share the same hobby. I know I've met tons of cool people already through the bracelet community, and it's really awesome. This next tip is kind of a personal preference, but I'd say try and plan a theme on your bracelet account. I personally like following bracelet pages that have themes. I think it just ties the page together really nicely, and it also gives the audience something to associate your account with. For me, planning a theme has actually been one of the hardest parts of running my account. If you check out my Instagram at Nini, you'll see that I change my theme a lot. Honestly, on my page I get bored of themes really easily, and that's why I switch it up so much. I don't know, for some reason after like 3 rows of the same photo style, I'm just like, I need to change this, I need to do something new. I have yet to find a theme that I like and will stick with for a long period of time. I wish I could just find something and go with it, but I have not discovered it yet. But again, this really is just a personal preference. I know there are some other amazing accounts out there that don't have specific themes and their pages are awesome. It really just depends on the person. Okay, the lighting in this room is being weird now. There's just like a ray of light on my shoulder. Hopefully it's not distracting. Anyways, I've also noticed on some of my other accounts that if you have a really nice theme, then each individual post doesn't matter as much. I know that sounds a little weird. I know every individual post does matter, but I mean when people stop by your page and decide if they want to follow you, they're typically looking at the page as a whole. I feel kind of weird giving you guys this tip because my page literally looks like a hot mess right now. I don't know what I'm doing with my feed. Hopefully I find a theme that I like and stick with it soon. And there obviously is no right or wrong way to have a theme or not have a theme. Just let your creativity run wild. I don't know if that made any sense, but moving on to the next tip. It's kind of a small one, but I'd just say use good lighting in your photos. Whether you have a theme or not, I just think it's really important to have good lighting in your photos so people can actually clearly see your bracelets. Some tips I have for getting good lighting is to try taking pictures outside, or if you're inside, definitely try taking them by a window. You can also use some fancy ring lights if you have them. Speaking of lighting, there is a skylight in this room, that's why the light is kind of shifting towards me. Hopefully it doesn't look too weird. Sorry, I just had to change the angle in this video a little because the lighting was not doing it for me. But my next tip for you guys is to use relevant hashtags in your post. Hashtags are really useful and Instagram lets you have 30 of them in your captions, so why not utilize the 30 different ways that your post can possibly get discovered? I used to think I was being annoying leaving a giant chunk of hashtags underneath my captions, and then I realized that they actually bring a lot more people to my posts than I thought, and people actually don't really care. Obviously, use relevant hashtags in your posts like hashtag friendship bracelets, embroidery floss, handmade bracelets, just stuff like that so you can target the right audience. That brings me into my next tip, which is maybe try to make your Instagram account into a business profile and using your analytics. I have found analytics to be super helpful on my account. It's showed me things like the age range of my followers, where people have found my posts, how many likes and saves they got, and overall the engagement on my page. Like I said, I like to switch my theme up a lot on my page, and it's interesting to see which themes have more engagement versus others. I also think turning your page into a business profile makes it look more professional if that's the look you're going for, and it's also just an easy way to track what your followers like. My next tip I have for you guys is to maybe share a little bit about yourself on your Instagram page. Now obviously you don't have to give away your whole life story or anything. I just know I like following pages where I know a little bit about the person. So maybe like your favorite movie or your favorite color combination, if you like alpha patterns or normal patterns. I don't know, just little things like that that people can relate to. I also really like it when people do Q&As on their stories and I get to tap through the questions and get to know the person a little better. You can also consider sharing your BraceletBook user in your bio or a story highlight so people can see your to-dos and other variations or photos that you have. I just think little things like that are cool ways to get to know somebody. I know I'm going to be making a Q&A video very soon so you guys can get to know more about me. That was really creepy. Moving on, I don't know if this next tip is a great tip. I know it's controversial and it really just depends on the person, but it's the whole commenting follow for follow and shout out for shout out on people's posts. Yeah, I would say doing this is definitely controversial. I know some people get annoyed with it, which I can see why, when people just comment follow for follow and shout out for shout out without saying anything else about their page, or just following them to get a follow back or something like that. Some people think it's disrespectful because they want to grow their account organically, which I completely understand. My advice if you do this is definitely give them a comment or say something nice about their page or their post. Don't just comment follow for follow or shout out for shout out or something like that. Maybe try saying something like, oh, I love your page, this bracelet is awesome, would you give me a follow or something like that. Don't just comment follow me or give me a shout out or something like that, because chances are they're probably not going to respond to that. Also, just be aware of whose page you're commenting on, because I know a lot of people don't appreciate those types of comments and they don't like self-promo, which is totally understandable. I gotta admit, when I first started my account, I followed a ton of other bracelet Instagram accounts, like over 1,000, and I commented on a lot of posts, hey, would you mind checking me out? Your page is awesome, I love it a lot. Something like that. I obviously tried to be nice about it. And I was shocked at the amount of people that actually followed me back, and I would say that is probably the fastest way I gained my followers in the beginning. I think I stopped doing it after I hit like 800 followers because it just took up a lot of time and I didn't feel like doing it anymore. And I know some people may think that's like a bad way to gain followers or it's unorganic or something, which is totally fine. I don't really have an opinion on it. I just did it because I wanted to grow my account really fast. Now when I see self-promo and comments like that on my page, I do delete them because I just don't really want them on my post. I don't get annoyed by them because I was definitely that person who used to comment for a follow back, and I understand how hard it can be to grow an account from the beginning. My advice to you, if you do comment follow for follow and stuff like that, is to just be respectful about it. My last and most important tip I have for you guys is to just have fun with it. There obviously is no right or wrong way to run an Instagram account. It is totally up to you. You should definitely be making content that you enjoy and that makes you happy. Sorry, I know that probably sounded really cheesy, but honestly, social media can get really toxic sometimes. I know it's so easy to get caught up in follower counts and likes and comments and stuff like that. I know I've definitely been there, but I will say that the value of your bracelet page is not measured in followers. If you do find yourself getting caught up in follower counts and likes and stuff like that, don't feel bad because that is completely normal. Social media is literally pulling how much people like you and your content, and in a world where we really all just want to be liked and accepted, it can definitely get toxic. I could go on and on about the downsides of social media, but I'm not going to do that right now. There's also plenty of upsides to it too, so... Anyways, I'm going to be real with you guys here and say I definitely have obsessed over numbers before. I literally just told you guys that I commented follow for follow a bunch of times on people's accounts. And even now, when I spend a lot of time making a bracelet that I think looks really nice, I'll spend a lot of time taking photos and editing it and making it look nice. And I'll think it looks amazing, and then I post it on Instagram, and it doesn't have a lot of engagement, it doesn't get as many likes as I wanted it to. I will honestly feel disappointed about that, and I'll be like, why didn't people like this? I thought it looked really nice, maybe it's not that good after all, or something like that, which I know sounds really stupid, and it is, because we shouldn't let social media validate our work, but unfortunately sometimes that does happen, and it's very normal. If you can relate to any of this and the pressures of social media getting to you, just know that it is completely normal. And if you can't relate to this and you're completely fine with social media, then that's great too. Whenever these kinds of things get to me, I just have to step back and remember what my original goal of starting a bracelet account was. And really, my goal of my account is just to share my bracelets with people. I really want to inspire other people to make their own creations and also be able to sell them and send them off to people. So yeah, if you ever feel the pressures of social media getting to you, don't feel bad about it and just remind yourself why it is that you do what you do. And most of the time, the answer to that question will not be for likes and follows and stuff like that. And if there's anything to take away from this video is that don't feel bad if you obsess over likes and followers and stuff like that. It is completely normal. But the most important thing is to create content that you enjoy, and people who like it will follow along and those who don't. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video. I'm sorry if it got kind of off topic at the end there, but let me know down below if you can relate to any of these tips or if they helped you at all. I just wanted to be real with you guys, but thank you so much for watching. You can also comment down below any future video suggestions you guys have. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I also also think turning your bracelets, I think it can sell your bracelets, I think it can. Oh my god, I can't talk. A cool way to get your followers to get to know you better. Oh my god, I can't say this one. Or maybe this video will inspire. I just spit. Oh, the light just keeps following me. The video isn't the most important part of this video. Oh god, that didn't make any sense.